Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing your daily Walking Dead video for today. First question for this one is going to be, do we think that Rosita could intentionally throw Sasha under the bus because, of course, you know, they both had sex with the same dead guy? And spoiler warning, if you're not caught up for The Walking Dead, of course, up to episode 12, say yes. Yeah, that's what it's called. It's called Say Yes. This one came from Tyler Lewis, who says, hey, Trev, do you think there is any chance that maybe Rosita could set up Sasha? And I think it's implied with this question that it could be on purpose. So could she set her up on purpose because possibly she harbors some resentment towards Rosita because of the whole Abraham, you know, sleeping with both of them type of deal. Because if you remember, of course, Abraham did leave Rosita kind of without reason. We didn't really get a sense that their relationship wasn't going well, or we didn't get a sense that, you know, like they were fighting a lot or there was problems with the relationship, and so Abraham ended it. We kind of get the sense that Abraham leaves Rosita for Sasha because he just views her as better than Rosita. Like he just likes Sasha better, I guess. So that's what he does, right? So is it possible now that you have Rosita and Sasha joining forces, so to speak, and going after Negan to try to assassinate him, that Rosita could intentionally sabotage or set Sasha up to be either captured or to be killed? With this one, this is the way I'm thinking right now. I don't think she would do it intentionally, but I also don't think she would care so much if Sasha did get killed in the process. So if they were able to kill Negan and Sasha ended up dying as a result, I don't think she would care at all. And I don't think she's going to probably risk herself or put herself at risk for Sasha. So we'll have to see how this whole thing plays out and how it all shakes down. But I'm thinking most likely, as you guys saw in the video on Monday, we did a video of who we think it's going to be, either of Rosita or Sasha, when this whole thing goes down, who's going to be killed off. Some people think both. I personally am going with, I think Sasha's going to be killed off. So we'll see. Could be wrong. But so that's my answer for you, Tyler. I don't think she'd do it on purpose, but I don't think she's going to care if Sasha is killed in the process of their mission, so to speak. Or maybe even for herself either, you know, even if she's killed too. I don't think she would care, as long as they accomplish what they're set up to do and they get vengeance for, you know, the man that they both loved. And Rosita still loved, even though I think he had left her, right? RanchKing says, Q&A, Trev, do you think Ben or Richard will die and cause Ezekiel to go to war against the Saviors? So I like this one. I like this idea for either of them, particularly with Ben, and I've done a video on this before. We did a Q&A for this one on some people sent through questions for this, because we do see that Ezekiel feels kind of like a protective father for Ben because of what happened to Ben's father, Benjamin's father. You know, so he could definitely be a character that if he was killed, that would mean for Ezekiel that he's going to war 100%. But also we're seeing some new developments now with Carol, that Carol looks like she's going to leave too. So we know that Ezekiel is also fond of Carol and maybe, you know, maybe likes her. Don't know. Maybe possibly a romantic interest there, possibly. And it's possible that if she goes off and she says, you know, okay, I'm leaving, I'm going after the Saviors, then I could definitely see that Ezekiel might want to charge in with her because, you know, just like feeling like, okay, we got to help Carol, we got to protect her, and if she's going to go in, she's going to get herself killed, so we got to go in, and then it just spirals out of control type of deal. Driving the world mad, that kind of thing. And also, of course, there's the grave, you know, bury me here, kind of like a suicide statement that they're just going to go in. So we don't know for sure whose grave that is, and who buried it for themselves. But I think it makes a lot of sense that it could be Carol, because Carol could be getting ready to go after Negan and the Saviors. And, of course, she knows that there's a good chance she might not make it. So if she doesn't, bury me here. This is where I want to be buried. Cool stuff. So, yeah, but one way or another, of course, we know the Kingdom is going to be getting involved with the war pretty soon. So if it's Ben's death, Richard's death, or Carol causing Ezekiel to go forward, one way or another they're going for it. And I like the Kingdom a lot, man. They really have a good presence. They really look strong. They look stronger than Alexandria to me, or even the Hilltop, or maybe even the Junkyard Group, even though that one's kind of debatable now that the Junkyard Group has a good amount of weapons. James Clark says, Kingdom, Hilltop, Alexandria versus the Saviors and the Garbage Pail. Who would win? So right now, I think if you go Kingdom, Hilltop, and Alexandria versus the Saviors and you give them the garbage, or the junkies, so to speak, I think you got to go with the Saviors and the junkies. Even if you take the Garbage Pail Kids or the Scavengers or the junkies and you put it on the other side, everybody against the Saviors, it still is probably pretty close. Now, if they're able to get the Oceanside to join as well, too, I think that pushes them over the edge. I think that puts them to the next level, and now we're looking at, okay, the Saviors are probably going to lose at this point. But there's still going to be casualties on both sides for sure, as Morgan has said, because that's the way war is. Smooty Plays says, what the hell happened to Heath? LOL. So, yeah, Heath is probably, it sounds to me like at this point, we can say conclusively that Heath has most likely been taken by the Whisperers, and whether or not he's going to be back in the series, we don't know. It's going to be dependent on Corey Hawkins and whether or not he's going to be able to return to Walking Dead. So let's hope that his career does not go well, and he can't find parts, and he doesn't do well, and so he has to come back to Walking Dead because he needs a job. So let's hope, if you like Heath, that is. Hopefully for him, though, his career goes great and everything's fine, and then in that case, we may never see Heath again. It could be a Morales issue, and in 7 seasons from now, you guys are going to be asking me, Trev, when do you think Heath is going to return? So I'm hoping that Corey Hawkins has a little difficulty in his career. Let's just put it that way. Even though that sounds kind of wrong, right? It'd be better than getting messages every day for the next 10 years. Hopefully Sasha survives. I mean, come on, she's Tyrese's little sister. Hopefully Sasha survives. Okay, and then he repeated over and over again. Nice. Thanks, Naetoru. So, all right. So for this one, this is the thing, and it's the same thing with Tara too, right? It's great to see characters survive that come from different walks of life and different seasons throughout the zombie apocalypse throughout the series. It's great to have Tara because she comes from a different storyline than anybody else in Season 4. You've got, of course, Sasha, who's the last survivor of Tyrese's group that joined up, so they were coming from a different walk of life. And then, of course, you still got a couple from Abraham's group that are still there with Eugene and Rosita. But, the thing is over the seasons, there's going to be other characters added. So it kind of feels to me like, Sasha and also Tara, some of the others as well, too. They've been in the show for a long time now. They've had a lot of time, and it was cool to have them. But if you have someone like Sasha that's killed off now, it kind of feels like to me, well, she was in a lot of episodes for a lot of seasons. She was there for the governor, and she was there for Negan, and she's been in the series for a long time. So if she's killed off now, I feel like she's had a good enough time and she's had a good run, and if they have to do it, they have to do it. Obviously not everybody's going to survive forever. There'll be a few survivors that are going to survive probably long term, but even those sometimes are questionable. Who even gets bitten anymore? Kevin Means says, my thought on the Bury Me Here grave is that either Sasha or Rosita is asking to be buried next to Abraham and Glenn if it goes bad on their Negan kill mission. Just want to get your thoughts. So that's a good prediction. The way the promo is cut, it kind of looks like it's at the Kingdom, and that Ezekiel is commenting about it driving the people mad. This world drives one mad. I think he's talking about Carol. Now, we'll see this week who it actually is that digs the grave. But I'm going with Carol. It could be somebody like Sasha or Rosita, but I don't think they really want people to know what they're going to do. I don't think they want people to know. Whereas Carol, I think Carol doesn't give a shit. And I admire that. She doesn't give a shit. I do like that. So I think for Carol, she's probably, putting her stamp of approval. She's going Rambo in this one, and if she makes it, great, but she's probably not gonna. And as a result, this is where she wants to be buried should her body return to the Kingdom, if at all. So I don't know. And also, it could be something to get Ezekiel sparked to be like, oh man, she's going in. I guess we got to help her because otherwise, it's like she's going to die. It's Carol, she's going to die. So, yeah. Angus McBride says, hey Trev, have you seen the description of the sneak peek on AMC's channel? It's laughable. It says Carol journeys to the hilltop instead of the Kingdom. So that's nice. I did not see that, Angus. But I do have to be honest when I say I've made the mistake before in videos. Not consciously, subconsciously. Sometimes when you speak a lot, you say the wrong thing, and you mean one, but you say the other. So I've done it before myself. But they have people who work for AMC that are not huge Walking Dead Uber fans like me and you and the rest of you guys, including Angus. So it's funny though. Ashley of Nath says, Q&A Trev, were you disturbed by Michonne's reaction to what she thought was Rick's death? for a character that's always been one of the toughest to just give up the point that you'd allow yourself to be killed is shocking. If I'm honest, I don't respect Michonne as much as I used to. Also, do you think that scenario showed that love makes a person weak in the zombie apocalypse? Oh man, this is a loaded one. Nice. So let's dive into this one. You guys can write your comments below on how you felt about the Michonne sequence where she kind of gets traumatized and is in shock. I don't think it does anything detrimental to Michonne, and I don't think it would to anybody. I think it's realistic to a degree, and I really like the sequence. It's kind of like playing... I like the episode a lot because there's some other things I didn't mention in the review, which is that the episode kind of plays with the idea of the safety of the characters, and it's kind of like they're winking at us with it, because even when they go into the car and stuff like that, and they're kind of joking around about it, it's kind of like winking at us, because it's like, okay, this is Rick and Michonne. We're not going to kill Rick and Michonne. And we think you guys know we're not going to kill Rick and Michonne. But just in case you were wondering, we're going to make it seem like we're going to kill Rick. But if you're watching carefully, you know we're not going to. It's like they're messing with us a little bit, right? And to get to see Michonne's reaction to it is kind of messing with us too. So I really like that sequence, because they could have just had them kill all the zombies and not had that in there, and it wouldn't have been as cool. So I really like that they put that in there, and I really love that to be part of the episode, because we get to see what it would be like for Michonne should she see Rick be killed like that. Does it make her seem weaker or make someone weaker because they love? No, I don't think so. I think love can make a person want to go forward. And if you don't have any kind of motivation, any kind of love, you don't have anything to go on for, that can be a lonely place and can make you pretty weak, I think. And you can just kind of give up and die. So it's good to have love, and it's good to have things to fight for, but for sure loss is something that can happen too when you love, obviously. Double-edged sword. So with this one, I love the sequence. I thought it was awesome. And I don't think it hurts Michonne because she was shocked because she thought she just saw Rick get killed. Because she didn't know there was a deer there. She had no idea, right? She sees him go down around there, and then she comes in, and oh man, she sees the zombies get up, and they're all full of, flesh and everything. So, and meat, I suppose I should say meat. No, I really like it, and it's almost you can take it even a level deeper, further with people. We all have these ideas, because her and Rick, of course, they have this idea of the future. They're talking about all these great things, and they've got all these plans, and it could all be over in an instant. And it's kind of it's kind of an issue of control in real life that makes people feel safe. We feel safe in that we think we have an idea of where our future is going. And should something like that happen that defies your vision of what your life is going to look like in the future, that can really be traumatic to a person to see all these ideas and all these expectations they had of the future getting wiped out in an instant by something like that happening. That's very traumatic, of course. I mean, obviously, anybody who's been through a traumatic experience can tell you that's a pretty good reenactment of what it would be like if someone loses someone they love. You may totally lose your sense to want to go forward, or you may just be stiff. You may just get just your body just quits on you because you're seeing something so tragic, and you had all these ideas of what you were going to do and what it was going to be like and everything, and how everything was going to be so great and so optimistic, and then reality comes in and kicks you in the nuts. It's like, oh man, damn it. Next question, Ash only says, Q&A Trev, do you think Rick is becoming overconfident? Yeah, absolutely he is. And, they also kind of played fun with that too, right? That he becomes overconfident. He starts kind of disrespecting the zombies. He starts kind of messing around a little bit too much, not taking things seriously enough, getting a little bit too comfortable, and he almost gets himself eaten. So, a couple more. Jason Brzezowski says, Trevor, are you going to make a custom 1/6 scale Negan figures for the backdrop? So these bigger figures I have back here for you guys, if you're not a figure people, that's cool. Most of you probably aren't. Those are 1/6 scale Walking Dead figures. Most of them are custom. I want to do a Negan eventually. We'll see if I can get the parts together. I will do one. Some of them are pretty easy, like a jacket. You could just use like a Terminator jacket or something. So I'm going to look into that. I'll let you guys know if I do that. I'll do a review for it for sure, Jason. But I'll let you know. I don't know for sure yet because it'd be a couple $100, and I don't know if I want to swing that. Last one will be from Bog Gardner, who says, I thought the episode sucked, Trev. The reason this season is really lacking in comparison to other seasons. So for Bog, I mean, season 6 was really incredible, I think. I think season 6 was like the best season ever. So I think this season it's had some ups, it's had some downs for sure. It's probably not the best season ever, but I don't think the episode sucked, personally. I really enjoyed it a lot. And even though I didn't like episode 11 as much, everyone's got their tastes and things episodes they like and some they don't. So it's just kind of how it is. But I don't think this season has been too bad. There was a lot of people complaining in season 4 as well, because season 4 has a lot of episodes that are somewhat similar in feel to this season, where a lot of characters walking around and just being kind of a slower pace sometimes. So I think they're getting ready for All Out War, and I think the end of the season should be really good. Next 4 episodes should be great, and then of course next season should be the best season ever with All Out War. Can't wait to see that, of course. So they're building to something. It's getting there. We're getting there. It's slower than I'd like, but we're getting there. So that'll be it for today's Q&A, guys. Keep sending me your questions so we can keep making videos until Sunday. Want to do it? If you guys want to do it, send me what you got. If you like this video, please thumb it up below. You can share, you can favorite. If you're new and you want to subscribe, bottom left, click that button to subscribe. That's it for this one. See you guys soon. Tomorrow, it's Trev. Same peace. Later, guys. See you tomorrow.